So, together with my friend Jacob, we have just launched our first game on Steam called Last Turn. And here's how it turned out. If you've ever seen a game development video before, it must have been either a devlog with a title like "After 50 years, I released my game," and a tutorial or how-to guide on how to start making games. Now, with that second type of video, there is usually the same good old advice: start small. If you're only just getting started, then start small. Quite simple. It applies not only to game development, but anything you would do in life. Test out the waters, you know, go swim in a pool before you jump into an ocean type thing. It's how you learn. So why am I saying all this when I didn't do it myself? Because I'm stupid. Now, to get into the making of our game, Last Turn was meant to be a quick, roughly 2-month project. We basically saw Exit 8 and other Anomaly games and said, hey, this looks easy enough to make. Let's go!
What are you doing, man? What are you doing, man?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Okay, that's not really how it went. I wish it was that easy. We basically got some assets from Unity Asset Store because, again, for a quick project we didn't want to spend even more time creating everything ourselves. So we spent a bit of money getting what we needed. The first 2 weeks were very productive. We had the game put together with the environment and the loop, as well as a lot of important boring stuff running in the background. So whilst it didn't look great yet, we knew that this will work. We were at our initial deadline of 3 months, and the game wasn't finished. What was important though, is that it was becoming to feel more and more like a game. But we had a big problem. It didn't really feel like an Anomaly game. You see, with the OG in this genre, Exit 8, it was such a small level and not really that many objects that you had to pay attention to. Just a small straight passageway, you take a turn and you're back to it. On the other hand, you had our level. Not only the hallway was long, but we had rooms you could go into as well. So we ended up with 4 iterations to our level, making it a lot smaller over time and getting rid of unnecessary parts that just played no role in the game. And I think it turned out pretty good.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Who's at the Door.
Who's at the door?
Who's at the door?
Who's at the door? Midway through the development of our game, Who's at the Door released, and it did really well. This actually gave us hope that this genre is still alive, but also it gave us some inspiration. We got an idea to add interactions to many objects within our game and making it a lot more fun and allowing us to come up with some interactive anomalies, generally elevating the quality of our game. A little after that, we conducted playtests for the game and found a lot of bugs, but also things to improve on. The biggest change was in the environment, with the position change for the posters and the shoe rack, and also disabling the toilet cubicle interactions. No one was paying attention to the posters, as the posters were kind of out of the way, almost like a side interaction. It was just simply something that they would walk past whilst entering and exiting the classroom. As for the toilet cubicles, everyone was checking every single one of them, as they were all interactable, thinking if maybe now this time it will be open, but it wasn't a thing and it was simply misleading. So the game was finally coming to an end, ready to be released. We tried doing some marketing along the way, posting on YouTube, TikTok, Reddit, blah blah blah, but we had an average of 2 wishlists a day. Not great. And far from the ideal 5 to 10,000 wishlists that every indie is aiming for. So we gathered about 300 emails to content creators that we thought would be interested in the game, and we sent the emails a week before the launch. So we were getting some emails back, which was incredible, but then we got one saying that the game has been crashing non-stop. With that, we continued to work on the game, trying to resolve the crash, and we fixed the issue as well as making a lot of improvements to the project, and that has resulted in 23 updates.
Okay.
And that brings us to the release day. So, thank you so much for watching. Okay, so Steam was down for like 2 hours at the time when we wanted to launch the game. Apparently the site faced some DDoS attacks, so that was nice. But it got resolved and we managed to launch the game afterwards anyway. We also already started working on the next game, which hopefully will still release this year. So subscribe if you want to stay updated. Buy the game.